What's up, everyone? It's the Interview Queen Alicia Toot here, and be sure to watch True Heel Heat.
Yo, this is Court Bauer from MLW. Shout out to True Heel Heat. Give them a listen.
Alright.
This is M-Dog20, Matt Cross, and you're listening to True Heel Heat.
What's up, guys? It's Wolverine, Death Machine, Mr. GMSI himself, Brian Cage, and you're watching True Heel Heat. Who better? Nobody.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3, and we are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook for our NJPW King of Pro Wrestling 2025 preview, breaking down next Monday morning show from the Ryogoku Sumo Hall. It is going down, one of the biggest events of the year from New Japan Pro Wrestling. IWGP World Heavyweight Championship up for grabs. IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship up for grabs. Plus much, much more. And we're here to discuss it. And to do that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague. He is the MC of the past, present, and future of New Japan Pro Wrestling here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. It's your boy, J-News. How are you feeling?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. Quite the weekend. It was for New Japan Pro Wrestling with the Road 2 shows. Got some happenings that we will go over in the next few minutes that are going to be important going into the future of New Japan. And going to preview this event that happens next week. Today, next week Monday. So we're a week
Next Monday. Next Monday.
We're a week ahead of time there, so we got that going on. So yeah.
It's a busy week because there's 3 major shows this coming weekend between WWE Crown Jewel, which is on a Saturday morning at that as well. Which
it's in Australia, right?
Yeah, because it's in Perth, Australia. So it's on Saturday morning. Then we got Sunday evening is TNA Bound for Glory. And then we got on Monday morning, next Monday, it is King of Pro Wrestling. So 3 big shows, 3 back-to-back days. And we're going to start it off with the show that's happening the furthest. We're going to start off there. We do things weird around here on True Hill Heat. But this is the one where we know for sure the card is locked in.
Yeah,
that's what I do love about New Japan is that unlike TNA, unlike WWE, unlike AEW, they're not gonna 9 times out of 10 they're not gonna add any new matches in the couple of days before the show.
Yeah, because people got to travel there. So at the end of the day, you can't let somebody know the day before, hey man, your match isn't happening in Japan, and they're in freaking Alaska. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. I also wanted to mention something real quick, non-New Japan based. Sunday, Bound for Glory is an important day for TNA. For those who don't know, it seems that they have a lot of contracted talent whose contracts expire that day. So there might be some churn, some turnover come Sunday night over at TNA. So
are you trying to say that their remaining originals, remaining actual TNA talent are gonna go and they're just gonna be nothing but former WWE stars?
I'm not saying all that. All I'm saying is that there's a potential for folks to leave and go elsewhere and continue to conduct business in the pro wrestling space outside of the TNA WWE bubble. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. But we appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all for watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping a thumbs up on this video. It helps out the YouTube algorithm and helps out the True Hill Heat YouTube channel and other New Japan fans so they can see this video as well. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here, and you can sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys, hear your thoughts on this next Monday show from Ryogoku. Let us know who you think is going to walk out with the gold and how is New Japan going to shape up heading into Wrestle Kingdom, as this is really kind of like, we still have Power Struggle, World Tag League, Super Junior Tag League to go, but I feel like King of Pro Wrestling is like one of the tentpole events of the year. It's King of Pro Wrestling, it's Dominion, it's Wrestle Kingdom. You can even say to a lower extent it's Sakura Genesis because that comes off the heels of New Japan Cup, but those are kind of like the tentpole events with like the G1, also the G1 and the G1 final. That's also kind of a tentpole event for New Japan, but this feels like the final tentpole event for NJPW of the year. Let us know your thoughts in the live chat. And of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel and our NJPW content, you can do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support. And you mentioned it at the start. You got bloody money here in the chat. Good to see you. Saying Doki just won his second IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship today, beating El Desperado. That was the main event of the Road to King of Pro Wrestling in Kurgan Hall this morning. This was, of course, Doki and the newest member of the House of Torture, so you can only guess how the result came to be. But El Desperado ends a run where he really kind of legitimized himself as like a tippy top guy, like a top draw, main event guy. I think that he's going to be like in the running for MVP for Tokyo Sports at the end of this run. 8 successful title defenses, but ending at the hands of Doki. What did you think about that result this morning, J-News?
I found it surprising, to be quite honest. I understand this was the do-over from the match where Doki got hurt at the end of the day. But for all intents and purposes, Doki stocks are up. He's now a double champion. And New Japan seems to be firmly behind, another member of the House of Torture that isn't evil. And at the end of the day, I'll take Doki just because I'm a fan. I'm still on the side of Doki doesn't need the House of Torture. But at the end of the day, that is what that is. But definitely surprising, man. With what you were saying about Despy being basically one of the MVPs in New Japan, and maybe in that billing for Tokyo Sports rest of the year type deal, for him to be dropping the title now, it's just a little surprising. But we'll see as to where it all goes. See how the booking shapes up going into Wrestle Kingdom, right? Because Doki's gonna need a new foil. He's gonna need somebody to go up against, and I don't necessarily know who that is right now.
Okay, let me just throw this out here. Does he make his way to the Grand Master? Because we know Doki and Wato have a long history with one another. Is this the setup? Is this title chain just a setup? Wato Mania coming back around 3 years later. Wato Mania coming back around in the Tokyo Dome, and him winning the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship.
They've got to make it. They've got if that's the plan, right? To crown Wato at Wrestle Kingdom, right? They've got to make this something that the fans are going to get into. It can't just be them facing off or something like that, or them talking trash to one another. This has got to get to a fever pitch with Wato and Doki if they're planning on pulling that off. But I'm actually okay with that, to be quite honest. SP3, I'm okay with that. If it is Wato, but yet again, with the last couple of matches that Yo has had, even though they've been losses, if Yo can find himself some wins going into Wrestle Kingdom, maybe that's something that they might want to do. So they've got a couple of options. I'm just wondering which option they're going to go with necessarily. So we'll see.
Is another option as well. We got here in the chat, I Make Beats, one of our members of the chat. Hit the join button and you can become a member for just $1 a month. I Make Beats says, I don't know if I can make this stream, but last year we fantasy booked Takeshita to not only win the G1, but win the gold in 2025. And now he might actually do it. Tears emoji. Yes, indeed. He says, we, as in me, SP3, and THH, we're proud to be here. We are proud to be here and be ahead of the curve with all things wrestling. Maybe says, was the Doki match or a rematch? I didn't see it yet. Was that when he got injured? Yes, that was Wrestle Kingdom. Wrestle Kingdom was the original match between Despy and Doki in January, where Doki did basically a senton dive off the top rope to the floor, and his arm crushed into the concrete and basically shattered his shit, and he was out for like 6 months. So, now he's back and he's champion again. I don't think this run is going to go as well as the first.
Yeah, because the momentum is lost at the end of the day, right? I mean, that I think when it comes to making those decisions, right? Like having Doki regain the championship, it's like he just came back. And I understand, like, y'all made him and show the junior tag team champions and stuff like that off the rip, and it's like, with what momentum, with what tangible, like, care?
You see the House of Torture have all the momentum. Sorry. They're walking out. Spoiler alert for my predictions. They're walking out with more gold off of this show that we're going to discuss.
I sure, I guess. But
I am literally just talking from a New Japan standpoint, from a Gedo Hiroshi Tanahashi standpoint. They actually believe that House of Torture is hot and that they have momentum.
I feel like, and all right, so I'll say it this way: between what it is that fans of New Japan in the West, in comparison to fans of New Japan in Japan, believe, feel, view, what the perception is, it's just opposite from one another at this point. Because sometimes, like, I'll try to gather what the feel is from the Japanese fans in Japan of what HOT is, and then I'll get from Japanese fans the same sentiments that we have here in the West. But then it's then put into the contrary via the media. Like, no, HOT is hot. No, they're popular, and this, that, and the third. And it's like, well, which is it? You know what I'm saying? Because this is getting a little bit confusing. I don't necessarily know what the hell's going on over there. I don't live there, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, give me some clarity here. Is HOT hot, or is it not? Or is it just Gedo trying to push these guys to the freaking moon for the sake of?
Well, if you look at the G1 numbers and the numbers for the G1 final, no, House of Torture is not actually hot. But like I said before, Gedo believes it's so. Or it's his only option. I don't know. It's one or the other. Literally, I have no other option than to push House of Torture as my top heel faction, or he actually thinks they're hot.
Yeah, it's strange for all intents and purposes. And like I said, it's not like you have to get I'll say it here. You don't have to get rid of House of Torture. You can just do it differently. You don't have to continue to do it the way you're doing it now.
We literally have seen this with the Death Riders.
Yeah,
like AEW was able to turn around the Death Riders because they put more of the main event popular baby faces involved in the angle at first before the culmination of Moxley losing the title, and then post that they stopped making it the number one focus. That also helped in getting it around, and so that most people are just all right with them being around. There is a section of the fans that are just annoyed and don't want them around and want them gone altogether, but the most of the section of the AEW audience seems to just be like, oh, well, they're here. I hope the baby faces take them down type of way. But like House of Torture, it's just, we've been on an endless loop for 5 years now.
Yeah.
Like, there's only so much you can do before you have to freshen up. And I think the issue with New Japan is that they are very traditional and they want to keep these factions around for like a decade, which like you got to cut the cord. Like, they cut the cord for Chaos this year and it felt like it was like 5 years too late.
Yeah. Yeah. And for lack thereof, should I say, where is the Bullet Club? Who represents the Bullet Club at this point in New Japan, right? That was the
Bullet Club War Dogs. That's obvious.
For me, it's the War Dogs are like, I don't know, the way I see it from my perspective, the War Dogs are the War Dogs, and they're not really Bullet, not that they're not Bullet Club, but it's like, it's not what I remember Bullet Club being. You understand what I'm saying? It's just
I think that's kind of just nitpicking. Like, it's the Bullet Club. It's the Bullet Club. The Bullet Club's been the same, and it has been the same for a while now. That the War Dogs aren't different from the Bullet Club. They aren't like that much like aesthetically, work-wise. They're more tweeners now, which is closer to the Elite than the Bullet Club. But still, the Elite is the Bullet Club, so it doesn't matter. Whichever way you want to look at it, it's still the basically the principles and how they treat that group, regardless of where their alignment is, babyface or heel. It's still the Bullet Club. That's how the Bullet Club has been for at least a decade now. The issue is the House of Torture is your only heel faction. That's the issue. It's the fact that they did the whole War Dogs House of Torture feud. It's nothing to do with the War Dogs not being Bullet Club. It has to do with the War Dogs are not heels now. That's the issue. They had two heel factions last year, and that actually made it functional, especially when the focus was on the War Dogs being the number one heel faction. The last 2 years has been good in regards to that. Now this year, with them doing the War Dogs House of Torture rivalry, which you were actually one of the people that called on it because you wanted jurisdiction in regards to the line being strawed in regards to who's Bullet Club and who's not, and they did that, and therefore they fucked up their whole faction alignment because there's only one heel faction.
Yeah, but they've been pushing the HOT agenda forever, and it's been dead since its inception, to be quite honest. And that's where we're sitting right now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just the HOT shit ain't it just doesn't work for me necessarily. But we're gonna continue on with it. As
they're the Death Riders without the interesting opposition.
Yeah.
How it is. But as always with our pay-per-view preview, before we get into our predictions for King of Pro Wrestling, 0 to 10, what is your anticipation level for next Monday's show, J-News?
I'm at a good 7 right now. I'm looking forward to Takeshita versus ZSJ. I'm looking forward to seeing what Tsuji and Gabe Kidd have in store for their third go around this year. Hopefully, it's something better than their second go around. I don't think anything's beating their first go around, so we'll see how it goes. And yeah, I think what else do we have going on at the? We'll go through the card as a matter of fact when it comes to King of Pro Wrestling. And yeah, but it's a 7 just because of those two things, because I have high expectations for those two matches. And the whatever else is going to go on with the Knockout Brothers, and yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, it's good 7 for me so far.
Yeah, I'm at a 7.5. I'm at a 7.5. I think the top 3 matches are guaranteed to deliver. We saw ZSJ and Takeshita put on 2 of the best matches of the G1 Climax this year, and I'm sure they're going to deliver something even better than that, getting the main event spot for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship here. Then you got Tsuji and Kidd, which despite everybody kind of being disappointed with the second match, I think it's still a very good matchup.
Yeah.
And their first match was one of the best New Japan matches of the year. So I think they can deliver. If they can deliver something in the middle of those 2 matches, it will be great. And they'll have a very quality trilogy for this year. And then the Knockout Brothers versus Shooter and Uemura. I'm really looking forward to that, especially after today's show with the Shooter versus Oscar match and Uemura, especially Uemura versus Yuto Ice. We talked about, the connection and the history that they had, and they really brought it in Kurgan Hall this morning. So I think that they're going to deliver in this tag team matchup. So those three matches make me at a 7.5. I think I could go like 8, like most of the chat is saying. We got Christopher here who says 8. We got King of the North who says I'm at an 8. KO Bros have sold me. Tsuji getting his belt back. Takeshita putting that British armbar merchant in the dirt. Surely, he says, surely we get the Super Junior Tag League lineup and World Tag League news. Yeah, we'll probably get definitely the Super Junior Tag League lineup. Yeah. You think we get any surprises there?
You know what, man? I'll leave it up to Gato. I'm done trying to guess at this point. I'll leave it up to Gato. They have relationships with different companies at the end of the day, so we should be able to see a diverse group of tag teams, but we shall see how it all ends up at this point.
I'm not so confused about that. We got King of the North who says, I don't like how KO Bros lost both singles matches today. That one's a little puzzling. I knew that was going to be the result.
Yeah, because
I think it was the right result.
Yeah, they're not strong singles guys, but they're a strong tag team. So that's really more the mirror effect of it all, right? Because Shooter and Uemura, for better or worse, are stronger singles wrestlers than Yuto Ice and Oscar. So like that. So, but when Yuto Ice and Oscar get together and they form that KO Bros tag team, ain't nobody doing any, that sort of business. I'm sure that the KO Bros are going to end up winning their tag match at the end of the day. They just got those championships. It seems like they're the hottest act in New Japan right now.
Yes.
So them using their individual singles matches doesn't necessarily sway me from what the result of the tag match is going to be.
And their theme song is a bop, so much that New Japan already posted it on their YouTube channel.
They went.
Where my ladies at? Where my brothers at?
Yo, they had Yuto and Oscar post about it on their social medias with the words of the song, and I'm like, what is this? What is this call and response stuff? And I was like, oh, it's the song. I didn't even know what was going on. I was like, okay.
Where my ladies at? Where my brothers at? I love the words. It's awesome. All right, let's talk about it. Let us know in the chat if you're watching us on demand in the comments how much you're looking forward to King of Pro Wrestling. Before we get into the first match here, it's going to be multi-man action, 6-man tag team action as unaffiliated Shingo Takagi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Titan team up to face the Bullet Club War Dogs, David Finlay, Taiji Ishimori, and Clark Connors. Of course, at NJPW Destruction in Kobe, there was the 3-match series between unaffiliated and the War Dogs, won by unaffiliated, who picked up 2 of the 3 wins. However, Gabe Kidd did pick up the most crucial win for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship in the end over Shingo Takagi. Now coming off the heels of that, we got 6-man tag team action between the 2 sides. Who wins here?
Being that the War Dogs are now fully back together, I'm gonna put it on the War Dogs to take this one away. I don't necessarily know what the Jesus Christ, what happens post match, right? If anything or whatever, but I think the War Dogs, now that they're with Maloney back and Clark back, and the unit is back together, I put them in the winner circle here with the unaffiliated taking the loss. Yeah.
I think to answer the question from King of the North, who says, is Clark a junior or a heavyweight? Which tag league is he going to be in? Clark never officially graduated to heavyweight like Drilla did. So I think he's still a junior. And I think that this matchup is telling us 2 of the teams that are going to be in the Super Junior tag league. I think that we're getting Hiromu and Teton representing unaffiliated. And I think we're getting Taiji Ishimori and Clark Connors representing the War Dogs.
Yeah, no Robbie X this year, seems like. So we're probably going to get Ishimori and Clark representing the Dogs.
Speaking of the Bullet Club War Dogs, they will continue their rivalry with the House of Torture on this show, as Sonata will go one-on-one with Drilla Maloney during the warfare between the 2 sides, formerly of the Bullet Club with House of Torture and the War Dogs. Drilla Maloney and Sonata started their own individual rivalry, even going at it tooth and nail, bloodying one another inside of the Dog Pound Steel Cage matchup back at Dontaku. Now that their rivalry has been reignited on the latest tour, heading into Destruction, and now coming out of Destruction on the road to King of Pro Wrestling, they collide one-on-one once again. Can Drilla Maloney pick up another key win in the heavyweight division, or will the former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion bring home a W for the House of Torture here? J-News.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know where to go here. This came out of nowhere when Maloney came back. He wanted to put Sonata in the dirt, and that's cool with me. At the end of the day, beat the crap out of Sonata, blast him with his own guitar, put him in the dirt. I'm all for it. But with the way that they have everything moving for the House of Torture, man, I just don't know at this point. So I'm gonna go with my heart here. I'm gonna go with the War Dogs. I'm gonna go with Maloney for the win. But I'm just not. I'm definitely not cemented in the concrete with my answer there.
Understandable when it comes to these 2 individuals. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't make any type of sense unless Drilla Maloney wins, but this is New Japan Pro Wrestling. and this is the House of Torture. So I can see a world where Sonata definitely wins this one. I'm not gonna want to be in a world where I have to pick the House of Torture. So I am picking Drilla Maloney to pick up the win here, despite me feeling like that is probably the most unsure prediction I will make today.
There it is. There it is.
Who did you pick?
No, I'm going with Maloney for
Okay.
just for the sake of it. You know what I'm saying?
King of the North says, I think that the War Dogs split the first two matches, unaffiliated win the opener, and Drilla wins here. You know what? I will agree with you. I'll go with unaffiliated in the first matchup, and then I'll go with Drilla here. You're probably right. They're not gonna, unless they were like pushing David Finlay to like be a challenger for the Tokyo Dome or even like Power Struggle. I don't think they're gonna have the War Dogs win these first two matches back to back.
We'll see. We'll see.
They only do that for the House of Torture, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. When's the last time Sonata won a match? A singles match?
The G1.
Oh. Well, there you have it. There you have it.
We got trios action, and this one is a big one because we get the return of the former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Excuse me, the greatest IWGP World Heavyweight Champion of all time, Hiroki Goto. He is back from playing a role in Street Fighter, and he reunites with his Bishamon teammate Yoshihashi and former Chaos stablemate Yo to face the team of TMDKs Roye Uyowa, Hartley Jackson, and Kosei Fujita. How happy are you to see Goto back in a New Japan ring? Who gets the win here?
Unlike everything else that New Japan and Gato have been doing as of late, you have to get the fervor and the momentum back for the Goto Revolution. You just have to. It's what had you hot at the beginning of the year. So in this case, with Goto coming back from playing his terrific role as Edmund Honda in the Street Fighter movie, the revolution will start anew. Yet again, Goto, I believe, will get the pin here over Hartley Jackson more than likely because everybody's right about that. And the Chaos Hantai guys get the win here.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. The Chaos Hantai group gets the victory here. Goto picks up the win. I agree with King of the North. It's probably Hartley who has to take the loss here. Hey, you get your move. You get your move done every Monday on Raw, sir. You have nothing to worry about. We hear Jagged Edge every Monday on Netflix, so you're fine, Hartley. You can look up at the lights in this show. I think, spoiler alert, I think that Goto comes out regardless of who wins the main event. I think he comes out to be the final challenger before Tokyo Dome at Power Struggle.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Just based on, New Japan being New Japan. I don't know. I just feel like I would have rather had that at Wrestle Kingdom for if anything,
I'm good on I know people want Takeshita to count as like a new guy that New Japan is putting over, but he's not. It needs to have one of I said this for a year now, J-News. Said it since last year's Wrestle Kingdom. I was like, one of the new guys needs to win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship at the Tokyo Dome. Especially with Tanahashi, you're gonna have all those people there, and you're not gonna put over one of your new guys. You're gonna have Takeshita versus Goto, a guy from the past who had this, revolutionary run that was really hot, and it was great. I agree, it was awesome. But you're gonna have him go against either the AEW guy from DDT or the UK guy who didn't really draw too well when he was champion last time. I'm sorry, that doesn't scream Wrestle Kingdom to me. I know New Japan. I know, and I'm not saying that you're wrong because this is definitely something that New Japan would do, but I don't think it's the right move.
I agree with you that it's not the right move to make, but we also have to be realistic with all this. They've shit the bed with the new guys. creating the momentum and stuff like that, or whatever the case is, and then having to not have any momentum behind any of them going into Wrestle Kingdom kind of blows. The only one that can have that depending on if Tsuji beats Kid here and he wins his global heavyweight championship back, right? Okay, that's a win. He's got the secondary title. Does he cash that in? Does he then continue the story that he created earlier in the year where he wanted to bring back the Intercontinental Championship and bring back the IWGP Heavyweight Championship and all that, separate the belts and all that jazz? Does he continue that storyline? If that's the case, I'm all for it. But I just don't, for whatever reason, I just don't see them going back to that because they don't have a track record of being able to utilize their newer guys, the new generation guys in that way. So, but
we shall see. We're going to talk about that match in a bit here, but before we do that, let's talk about the first title match on the card for the NJPW World Television Championship. El Phantasmo will defend against Hiroshi Tanahashi on his final road. This may be the final title opportunity that Hiroshi Tanahashi gets before he retires on January 4th. He goes one-on-one with one of the members from Hontai and someone that has become very close to him since joining his side on the babyface side of the company, ELP, El Phantasmo. This should be a good one. 15-minute time limit. J-News, who you got?
This is one of the times where Tana loses. I feel like ELP will get the win here. It should be a good match for Tana here. ELP definitely knows how to work around Tana's current deficiencies and things of that nature. He'll make Tana look great, and Tana will make ELP look great. And we won't. I don't think we'll get a 15-minute time limit draw or anything like that. I think ELP will probably eke out the win like in the last 45 to 30 seconds or whatever, just to give you that suspense. But ELP will definitely win the match here. So I'm actually looking forward to this because it's been a while, and I feel like ELP is one of those guys who can definitely get one of those heartstring jerky matches out of Tanahashi if anybody can.
I think Tanahashi's winning this title.
Really?
I think they're giving him the Sting send off at least to going into your retirement matchup as a champion. I don't know if he wins the retirement match and like retires as champion, and then you could do like a TV title tournament coming out of Wrestle Kingdom. Maybe you could do something like that. I don't mind it, but I could see him also losing and putting someone over, or even doing a rematch with ELP. This is how you set up his final matchup, is have him beat ELP. ELP can go on like the 2-month journey of trying to get back to the TV title and eventually beating Tanahashi in his retirement matchup. Either way, I think that Tana's winning. Just have this feeling.
I mean, look, he is the president. He can book himself to win. So I'm not gonna shake that. But at the end of the day, I don't know. Like ELP seems like one of those dudes. Not that Tana needs to put him over, but like he just seems like one of those dudes who can definitely get a win over Tanahashi on his way out.
We shall see. We got for the Never Openweight Championship. It's gonna be J-News' favorite, Boltin Oleg, gonna be defending against the leader of the House of Torture, Evil. It was Evil who defeated Boltin Oleg in the G1 Climax tournament. These two men have faced each other in the past, with Evil really kind of having Bolton's number. It was back at Destruction that Bolton defeated House of Torture member Don Fale to retain the Never title, and now he defends against the leader of House of Torture after Evil attacked him post-match. Who walks out Never Openweight champion? I'll get it out the way now. And new Never Openweight champion, Evil.
So since I knew this match was on the card, this is why I went with my earlier predictions of the babyface factions winning their matches here. Look, man, I had this in my head the whole entire time while you were talking. Throw this match out with the bathwater, brother. I'm not interested. I'm not interested because I know Evil is winning this match. I'm just not interested. You know, yeah, Evil for the win. Next.
It's like next, get it out the way. It's over. Wait, Christopher thinks Boltin Oleg would retain. There we go. One person for Boltin.
In what New Japan world of 2025 is that gonna happen?
I don't think he's been watching, sir. You didn't learn the lessons that we were supposed to learn from Dominion.
Jesus, man. I get it.
All right.
I get the love for Boltin Oleg, but nah, man. Nah.
Last show we talked about, they had the run of matches, which actually started earlier than we thought, because we were like, I don't know about KO brothers, Ishii and Taiji, and that was one of the better matches on the Destruction show, and led to the final 5 matches all being very good to great. And I think the final 3 matches on this show will follow a similar formula, starting with, once again, the IWGP World Tag Team Championships up for grabs, as it will be Yuta Ice and Asuka, the Knockout Brothers, the hottest act in New Japan Pro Wrestling, will defend the titles for the first time against the newest tag team in the tag team division, Shota Umino and Yuya Uemura. The 2 members of Hontai have really kind of had parallel careers, kind of being, dojo graduates who haven't always kind of lived up to their expectations, but have really kind of turned the stride based on both men having a very good G1 climax for themselves, but then came together forming a tag team following this year's G1. Meanwhile, Yuta Ice and Asuka pulled off the upset win over Tomohiro Ishii and Taichi to win the IWGP World Tag Team Championships at Destruction in Kobe. Following that victory, it was Shota Umino and Yuya Uemura who came out to challenge them. Yuta Ice not forgetting that his debut match in New Japan Pro Wrestling was against Yuya Uemura and Kurgan Hall, only lasting 30 seconds as he suffered an arm injury. All of that came into play when those 2 men met again in Kurgan Hall this morning on the road to King of Pro Wrestling. But it was Shota Umino and Yuya Uemura who walked out with singles victories, proving they are the better when it's 1-on-1. But what's going to happen next Monday when it's 2-on-2? J-News. Who wins, and what have you thought about the build to this match?
I think they've done well with this, man. Not to knock New Japan on everything. They've done well with this here, especially bringing Uemura and Shota Umino together. They had to do something with those 2 guys, because it's like we all know Shooter was floundering. Uemura not so much, but they needed to give him something to do, especially with all the tag league stuff that's going to be going on. And he's not one of those New Japan guys that comes over to the States at the end of the day like that. So, we weren't going to get much, if not anything, from Yuya unless he was thrust into a tag team. And they've been working well together. You know what I'm saying? I can't knock them for that. Shooter's been looking probably the best he's looked in a while from an in-ring standpoint. And I guess I can give props to Uemura for that. Probably, lighting a fire under his ass and things of that nature. And obviously, with what I saw clips wise, I'm going to go back and watch the match of the one-on-one match between Uemura and Yuta Ice. But it seems like Uemura went out of his way to really lay it into Yuta Ice and things of that nature. So we're seeing new sides to both Uemura and or let's say character development between Uemura and Shota Umino there. But I stated it before or earlier in the stream. The Knockout Brothers are going to win this match hands down. They're the stronger tag team because they've been tagging for a longer period of time and things of that nature. And they have, they're the hottest act in New Japan right now, man. You can't take the belts off of those 2 guys. But I think we're probably going to see a strong showing from Shooter and Uemura in tag league. And this is not going to be the last time we see this match between Uemura and Shota Umino and the Knockout Brothers.
Yeah, I really would not be surprised if Yuya and Shooter eventually do win the IWGP World Tag Team Championships. It's just not going to be next Monday.
Yeah,
It's going to be the KO brothers who walk out with the titles. But I think that Uemura and Shooter will be the tag team champions in 2026. 2026, I could see them being the ones who either dethrone the Knockout Brothers or sometime within that year they do win the titles. But man, you got to give it up to the Knockout Brothers, Utah Ice, Oscar, and as well as Gato, because we always get on Gato when he books badly. This has been great booking of the Knockout Brothers. This has been a great reintroduction, and it's really a callback to the previous decade. Like this is a callback to the Hiromu Takahashi excursion call up or excursion re-debut. It's a callback to the Jay White excursion re-debut. It's a callback really to the Roppongi 3K and what they were able to do being the dominant team in the junior tag league. You could see that being kind of put together before our eyes with the Knockout Brothers taking over the heavyweight tag.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely see that there. But yeah, man, I can't, like, right now they gotta ride the wave with the Knockout Brothers and stuff like that. And you know, you saying that Yuya and Shooter being tag champs in 2026, do you think they'll run that back for Wrestle Kingdom if they end up winning tag league?
I can see them running it back for Wrestle Kingdom because this rivalry, this story has legs.
Yeah,
it surprised me when it was Shooter and Uemura who were the ones that were the first challengers, because honestly, I could have saw them waiting and letting them get time to gel, and then they win the World Tag League to get their title opportunity.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But maybe this is just to kind of like introduce them, see how close they can get to beating them, and then they need World Tag League to overcome the next hurdle and eventually beat them at Wrestle Kingdom. You never know.
Yeah.
But yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the double main event, in my opinion. IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. Yota Tsuji will challenge his arch nemesis, his arch rival, Gabe Kidd. These two men have gone to war throughout 2025, starting at the New Beginning in Osaka. They put on one of the best matches of the year, double knockout draw for the global title. Both men unable to get up. The crowd response, the crowd reaction to that matchup was unmatched, unreal in Osaka-jo Hall. They ran it back once again in Osaka at Dominion. Very good matchup, a little bit lower than expectations in regards to what people thought that match would be following their Instant Classic at New Beginning. But in that match, it was Gabe Kidd who walked out the Global Heavyweight Champion, becoming 1-1-0 against Yota Tsuji in 2025. Tsuji picked up a win over David Finlay, Gabe Kidd's leader in the Bullet Club War Dogs. Then after Gabe Kidd defeated Tsuji's stablemate in unaffiliated Shingo Takagi at Destruction in Kobe, it was Tsuji who called out, who challenged Gabe Kidd for the title, King of Pro Wrestling, the third time this year, the end of the trilogy. Can Tsuji finally beat Gabe this year, or will Gabe continue his dominance over Tsuji, or are we coming with another draw? You never know with these two guys. This should be a really good one, and it's probably the match, if it wasn't for the main event, probably the match I would be looking forward to the most coming up next Monday. J-News, who wins?
I got Tsuji winning, man. I mentioned it earlier. I feel like this is if they really want to go somewhere with the new generation guys, if you put the belt on Tsuji just talked about it before, 2024 into 2025, recreating those championship lineages and things of that nature. If you give it to Tsuji, if you give Tsuji the win here, it gives him time to build up. I'm sure he's going to be a part of Tag League. It's going to be him and Takagi and things of that nature. And he'll face off with other people who will, oppose him for the Global Heavyweight Championship. And then, what power struggles left? He'll have a match in Power Struggle. He'll probably defend the belt there. But I got Tsuji for the win here against Gabe. and we'll go on from there and see as to what happens. But they have to get out of that sphere of Tsuji, Gabe, and Finley. Like that needs to expand at this point. So they need to branch out a bit from those guys. So Tsuji for the win here, and hopefully the ultimate part of it all is that we see Tsuji and at Wrestle Kingdom vying for that IWGP World Heavyweight Championship and stuff like that. So.
I would hope so, because they set it up where both guys can do that coming out of this match. Where Gabe has been cutting his promos saying that he has unfinished business with both Zack Sabre Jr. and Konosuke Takeshita, because he wasn't able to face Zack in the G1, and Takeshita was the one who injured him in the G1. So him winning could result in also the global champion challenging the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. But I totally agree. You don't do this matchup. You don't do the third matchup unless you're putting the title back on Tsuji. Like, it makes no sense to have Tsuji lose again right before Tokyo Dome. Tsuji wins, and I hope this leads to Tsuji being the challenger for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship at Tokyo Dome. But most of all, I just hope they are able to get close to what they were able to achieve back in February in Osaka.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely want that to happen for them. And also, like from a post-match perspective, New Japan has done it before, where somebody's lost a secondary championship and all of a sudden they become the challenger for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So it's not like Gabe can't step out of this after a loss and still challenge freaking Big Soup's Takeshita after. Yeah, that's sorry. Spoiler alert. Takeshita for the win. But still challenge Takeshita for the championship at Power Struggle and stuff like that or whatever. So they can definitely make that happen. So that's just a New Japan way of doing things. So that makes sense for them to do.
We got one super chat in the chamber here from our boy Genesis J. Thank you so much, Genesis J, for the support. He says, can't stay, but Yuto and Uemura was such good shit. Pray hands emoji, or no, praise emoji. And then you were Miss J-News. Always showing love to his number one favorite podcaster, J-News.
Appreciate Genesis, man. Always looking out for a good brother, man. Appreciate you.
Yes. Final call for super chat donations. If you want to show some love, want a thought, comment, take, opinion to be read out on screen before we sign off here. Final call for those. And of course, let us know your prediction for the main event of NJPW King of Pro Wrestling next Monday in Ryogoku for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Zack Sabre Jr. defends against the winner of the G1 Climax 35 tournament, Konosuke Takeshita. These two men met for the first time one-on-one in the G1 Climax this year, with Zack Sabre Jr. pulling off the win in the B block. However, Zack won the B block outright and made it all the way to the semifinals. Meanwhile, Takeshita had to battle through the playoffs, getting through David Finlay, and then making his way to Zack Sabre Jr., getting revenge for his loss in what was, in my eyes, the best match of the tournament, their second match in the tournament, in the semifinals, pulling out an instant classic. Takeshita beating the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. But he could have used that victory to get a title opportunity here. Instead, he took it all the way. Takeshita becoming the first AEW contracted talent to win the G1 Climax tournament. He now takes this. He could have took the shot at the Tokyo Dome, but no, he wants to walk into the Tokyo Dome with the top prize in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So he wants to repeat the feat that the champion was able to accomplish last year at King of Pro Wrestling 2024 against Tetsuya Naito, as Takeshita will try to be a G1 Climax winner and IWGP World Heavyweight Champion winner in one calendar year. Can Takeshita walk out with the gold, or will ZSJ retain and win the trilogy between these two men that we've seen over the last couple of months here? J-News, how much are you looking forward to this one? Who wins next Monday?
No, I'm definitely looking forward to the match, because these two have great chemistry in the ring together, and I've never seen a bad Takeshita match, me personally. So there's that. I can't say that for Zack. I've seen Zack in other companies and stuff like that, and shit just didn't go well. So at the end of the day, I've got Takeshita winning here. He walks out IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, sets up new feuds along the lines of many different in many different ways. Takeshita in New Japan lore is not associated with any specific faction in New Japan, right? He's part of the Don Callis family, but in New Japan, for New Japan factions, he's not associated with anybody. So he can be.
Don't worry. Don will sign some people who want to leave other factions, and we can have Don Callis family Japan.
But it opens up the door for many different challengers for Takeshita in that sense. And yeah, man, it should be a terrific match. Him walking into Wrestle Kingdom as the champion is not necessarily as much of a bad thing as some people make it out to be. I get it. He's not New Japan through and through. He's an AEW guy. He's a DDT guy. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world. It's supposed to be the New Japan staple. Give me the best wrestlers in the world. And he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. So, that's big man thoughts. Don Callis, this guy. Anyways. Yeah, man. I think it's going to be a terrific match, and Takeshita wins out. He'll walk into Wrestle Kingdom as a champion. As to who his opponent is going to be, if you're trying to make one of the new guys, I already walked into this with you guys.
It's Tsuji. Tsuji and Takeshita. They had two absolute bangers in the G1 last year. If you want to make Tsuji, he not only needs to win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, he needs to do it in a legitimately memorable Tokyo Dome main event.
Yeah.
And the person who gives him the best shot of doing that right now on the New Japan roster, right now, out of all the contracted talent in New Japan Pro Wrestling, even more than Zack Sabre Jr., who he put on an absolutely fantastic match in the G1 Climax final last year with, it's Takeshita. Whenever the lights are on brightest, the big match for Takeshita, he always delivers. It could be in the middle of the card, like All Out, where he had a 5-star classic with Masquerade Dorada and Kazuchika Okada. It could be in the middle of a Kurgan Hall show, like he did with ELP last year. Like, Takeshita's the guy. He needs to win. I'm going with Takeshita.
Yeah, and for all the, I mean, it's reality, right? For all sakes and happenings and everything in between, we're going to get two Japanese wrestlers in the main event at the Wrestle Kingdom, right? Yeah. For what it's worth. So regardless if they're New Japan, dojo guys or not, two Japanese wrestlers for New Japan is better than a gaijin and a Japanese wrestler. So in their eyes, I'm not saying that per se. I'm just, in New Japan's eyes, that's the way it should work. And that's the way I feel it's going to be. But yeah, looking forward to this match, man, the main event here for King of Pro Wrestling. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we get somebody walk out and challenge Takeshita right away, be it Gabe after losing the Tsuji or whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? So
I could see the two people I could see challenging Takeshita for the first defense at Power Struggle would either be Hiroki Goto or David Finlay.
Interesting.
Hiroki Goto, because he can be the champion who's trying to get this belt back. David Finlay, because he said his whole thing always, and that's why I love David Finlay after the G1, based on the last 2 years, is he's always on, I'm going to get my win back on everybody that beat me. I'm going to get mine. That's his thing. That's part of like his character at this point. And that's what commentary has been talking about during all of his matches since the G1, is that David Finlay wants to get his win back. David Finlay wanted to beat Tsuji because that's his way to get back to the main event, because he wants his win back against Takeshita. Takeshita, the first person on his list that he needs to get his win back because he's the one that eliminated.
That could work. That can absolutely work. Absolutely. At the end of the day. Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see. But definitely big soups for the win on the match. And it should be a banger of a match. I forget, man. Next Monday. Jesus Christ. Next Monday.
Next Monday, y'all. Don't forget. Next Monday, King of Pro Wrestling. Me and J-News will probably be reviewing the show. Are you free next Wednesday?
Am I? Let's see. I got
Yeah.
calendar bits and all that.
He's got to look at his calendar over here. He's fancy, y'all.
Come on,
He's
man.
fancy.
I'm not fancy. It's just it happens.
Fancy.
You know?
He's so fancy.
Yeah, no, Wednesday's good.
All right. So next Wednesday, we will be here to review King of Pro Wrestling. Enjoy the show. NJPWworld.com, of course. You can watch it and stream live over there. I believe it's going to be either 4 a.m., 5 a.m. start time for the show. But J-News, thank you as always for joining me for our New Japan Pro Wrestling content. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they shall see you again.
You can catch me on the socials via the Twitter machine over at John LYFNMG. Catch me on Instagram at _ JONJY. You will see me back here again on True Heel Heat next. Wait a minute, timeout. Next Wednesday is the 15th, so you'll see me for the New Japan, obviously the King of Pro Wrestling preview event, and then you'll probably see me for the review event Friday. For the preview for the AEW Wrestle Dream show as well. So you'll see me there. And then you can also catch me on Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube channel or Dolores' YouTube channel doing the Hit the Ropes podcast. So check us out there as we review the week that was in professional wrestling. And yeah, that is
There you have it. Go over, support J-News, everything he's doing. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at True Hill SP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month. Get your exclusive content. The best place to support us when we are not live here. I will be live tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, with Rated Raw Review to review tonight's Monday Night Raw, starting at the regular time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Netflix. We got a full 2-week schedule that is up on our community tab right now. So you got Rated Raw Review tomorrow. Wednesday, we got a special edition of AE Ramble, as Dynamite will be on Tuesday, Title Tuesday. So me and Jimmy will be reviewing both Title Tuesday and NXT Showdown on AE Ramble this week on Wednesday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Thursday, we'll be doing our WWE Crown Jewel preview for Saturday's show. Friday, we'll be doing our TNA Bound for Glory preview. Saturday, it will be I believe a watch party and review for WWE Crown Jewel. And then Sunday, we got the flagship podcast, True Hill Heat 350, the big 350 with myself and Miss Chrissy Love. But I want to thank J-News as always. Thank you, all of you, for joining us live and watching us on demand. Remember to drop the thumbs up, share the video, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you on the next one. This has been our NJPW King of Pro Wrestling 2025 preview. We are signing off until next time.